Welcome to the Motorcar Marketing Dealer Admin Panel Demonstration. In this quick video, I want to demonstrate some of our tools that you can use for tracking leads, tracking phone leads, and using our tracking phone numbers and using our lead management tool. This is the first page. This is the dashboard. When you log in, this is what you're going to see. If you're using our tracking phone numbers, you're basically going to want to worry about this marketing tab right over here. And basically this lets you do everything you can as far as the tracking phone numbers go. So the first thing you want to do is just look at the tracking phone numbers that you have. You can set where you want your incoming leads to be forwarded to. You just put in that phone number there. But the main thing is you have all your tracking phone numbers listed here. This particular dealership has two phone numbers, two tracking phone numbers. This one that's labeled as Motorcar Markdown, that's actually their website phone number, so they can track leads from their website. And then this is the phone number that they're using in their Craigslist ads. And again, that way they can track phone calls from Craigslist. And so what you want to just take a quick look here. So this is where this phone number shows up. The tracking phone number will show up on your website if you're using our website product, and that's down here as well. Wherever your phone number shows up on your website, that tracking phone number would show up. So when somebody calls that, it goes through our tracking system, and you can tell how many calls are coming through the various advertising source. You can add an unlimited number of tracking phone numbers to your account if you're on AutoTrade or Cars.com, if you do radio ads, if you do newspaper ads. All of that kind of stuff is easy to track. You just got to get more tracking phone numbers, and as I said, we can basically give you an unlimited number of phone numbers, however many you want. So the next step would probably be the lead stats. This is, again, just a quick little tool, and you can do all kinds of different sorting. You can sort by salesman if you want to see the salesman stats. You can sort by the dealership stats if you have more than one dealership in here, and you can do lead source stats. So they have two lead sources, the Craigslist and their website. So let's just have a quick look at that. So this is basically the last 7 days. This is their lead source stats. So again, we have Craigslist and we have their website. This Motorcar Markdown is their website. So they have 15 calls from Craigslist, 13 calls in the last call from their website. They have not done any of this follow-up as far as like leads management. But if you do the leads management through our leads management tool, which I'm about to show you, all of these numbers will actually start to take shape. And that could be very important. But one key statistic, as you can see, is the average call duration. So these calls from Craigslist, while there's a few more of them, they're probably not as high quality because you're getting only 32 seconds versus when someone calls from your website, you're getting a call duration, an average call duration of 2 minutes and 11 seconds. And I would say this metric is one of the keys to having a good dealership and getting and making the most of your leads. Over the course of my working with dealerships, this is one metric that I can look at, and I can generally tell if the dealership has good guys on their phones or not. If you're closer to this 2-minute mark, it means you've got good sales guys. If you're closer to this 30-second mark, it means you're not. And you just want to look at what you're doing in terms of your various lead sources and see if as a whole you're not coming closer to that 2-minute mark than that 30-second mark. Okay, so the next main thing is the manage leads, and basically this is the real meat of what you're doing with these tracking phone numbers. You basically have this leads management tool, and again, you can slice and dice it however you want, whatever date ranges you want, all lead sources. You can just look at Craigslist if you want all the different statuses, and if you have multiple salesmen in there, you can search by the different salesmen. This dealership doesn't have multiple salesmen, but you can if you want. So this basically shows you what a lead. Here's a lead number 1. It has the phone number that they called from, their location. It has the date and the time that they called, and of course it has the lead source. So this is from their website. You can see they basically called, nobody picked up, so there was no message left. And it's pretty self-explanatory, but basically you can go in here and you can set the status. You can assign it to a particular salesman, and you can also assign it to a particular vehicle that you have in inventory. These are all the vehicles that this dealership currently has in inventory. If you get an email address from this person while you're talking to them on the phone, you can enter that information here, and then you've got their email address for follow-up later. You can do notes, and these notes are only something that you and your team can see internally of your company. The customer or end user never sees these notes. So you can basically write whatever notes you want, like, hey, this customer is talking to his wife, call him back on Wednesday. And you can just add in those nights. You simply type in a note and then you click the add note and it just shows up here. And then when you come back to this page, you'll see your notes. The key with this tool is to basically constantly be assigning these things a proper status, because then you can also sort by lead status. You know, and if you're doing this properly, you can then start to see, okay, this was a sale, this was a dead, and then you can go back to your lead stats and you can actually sort by, say, Craigslist, and you can see how many of these actually turned into sales, and you can really start to get some key metrics. But this tool is pretty powerful. You can do an export to CSV. You can search by, you know, you can look at 50 or 100, however many leads you want. But this can be a very powerful tool if you're getting leads from various sources. It really can help you make the most of those leads. You can see where things are going wrong. You can monitor your sales guys. This is the other thing. You can click on this. The calls are recorded, so you can actually click and listen to the calls. So if you're a manager managing a team of 2 or 3 or even more salesmen, this is a great way to really manage those salesmen, make sure that they're making the most of the leads. I mean, leads are expensive, and you really want to make sure when a real customer calls you and is genuinely interested in buying a car, you want to make sure you're making the most of that lead. You're following up. You want to make sure your salesmen are doing a good job. And this is a great way to just monitor that. And then you can back that out to the actual call source, whether it be, as I said, your website or Craigslist or newspaper ad or whatever. You give a different tracking number to each advertising channel. And then in this tool, you can really manage that. And you can start to back those numbers out and really find out what advertising channels are doing the best for you and which ones maybe they're not even breaking even. So maybe you can save money by not advertising on certain things that are not bringing you sales. Anyways, that's basically our leads management tool and our tracking phone numbers tool. Thank you for watching.